All right.
Yeah.
That's good. Alright, greetings friends. Steven here with me once again, our co-host Brendan and Gord. And welcome to a special episode of our Cat Max video podcast where we'll be doing a review / discussion of Indie Game the Movie Special Edition. So we all three of us watched it on Steam. Now you can get that for $9.99 or the special edition for $13.99. But of course this is Steam we're talking about, so wait for the sale. Always wait for the sale. That's rule number one for Steam. So yeah, we'll just share our thoughts and opinions, a bit of a discussion going on. You sure learn a lot about making a retro or an
independent game.
Yeah, they're basically retro games. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Well, I mean,
so,
it's only in terms of
take
artistic purposes. I mean, in independent, they're doing more work, it seems, than the larger games because.
Well, they're doing all the work.
Exactly, they bust their goddamn asses. I mean, look at the shit that Phil put up with. I mean, John being a one-man crew for himself.
Now I'm just gonna name some names here. So we've got 3 games that they discussed. We got Super Meat Boy by Edmund McMillan and Tommy Refenes. I don't know. They never see his last name. I only got it from the end credits of the movie. And I got Braid. That's by Jonathan Blow. And of course, Fez by the infamous Phil Fish. I love me some Phil Fish, man. This guy. Nothing but fun. That's Phil Fish.
Crazy.
And one quick note just before we get really rolling here. This is a 7 gig download.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's cool to watch videos on Steam. Just expect to need at least 7 gigs of hard drive. But that's fun, you know. Things, some things up. Of course, I have an old hard drive. Never mind. And of course, this movie was brought to us directed by Lisanne Pajot. P-A-J-O-T. And James Swirsky. Who has played any of these games? We were just discussing this before we started.
Well, I've actually played Super Meat Boy. I purchased it for my PC. I actually have the physical disc copy, so I mean, it's been like a year because I bought it shortly after starting at Walmart. So I got the physical copy, loaded it onto my PC, especially because I wanted to see the level editor part and the
Which they took away.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what you get when dicks are gonna screw around because, like, you know what you're doing. Tommy knew damn well what he was doing, but someone was provoking him, and it's like, oh, you know, it should be secure. I'm doing this because I'm letting you guys do this. But it's like, no, you should secure it. I'm just for this. I'm gonna fuck you up. Like, that was just rude.
Is that the only one you've played? Brendan, have you played any of the 3 games?
Nope.
Now, I've played 2 of 3. I haven't played Fez either. Now, we were also discussing that the Humble Indie Bundle...
Humble Bundle 9, which is currently, I think, it's over $1 million in sales already.
It's doing pretty well.
And it's got 11 days left, I think.
Last time I saw it, you could get all the games for under $5. That's a pretty good deal.
Oh, damn right. That's 6 games. That was Brutal Legend, Fez, Faster Than Light, Mark of the Ninja... And I can't remember what the other 2 were, but I thought they were...
Munchies or something?
Yeah,
like
that, and there was one other, I just couldn't, those 2 didn't quite catch my eye.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I played Brutal Legend, I beat Brutal Legend. I thought Brutal
Legend... you're the one.
What? No, I thought it was a good game. I thought it was fun because, I mean, that's the thing. We aren't, like Phil Fish said, we're talking about North American audiences here. So, I mean, there doesn't need to be a massive story or anything, but there's a good story there. And I thought it was an interesting story, even though the gameplay mechanics switched kind of to an RTS to an open world action game. So I mean, I thought it was interestingly put together.
Okay, I was thinking, we're already off topic. That's how we do it though.
Well, indie games to Double Fine to...
Are they an indie group though? They're kind of borderline.
Yeah, borderline. I mean, starting with Psychonauts
Just
was
because they're not necessarily that successful doesn't mean they're indie.
No, but it still works out that it was a good game, and we were talking about we went to Phil Fish's comments and back to this. So
yeah, I think Fez is arguably the one I want to play the most out of those. The only one I actually would play. I don't know. I'm too old for video games.
Well,
I gotta see myself.
Wow,
you boys take it over.
Wow. Well, I mean,
actually, that's the funny thing about the Fez is that they claim it's very stop and smell the roses kind of a game. So maybe that is more my style these days.
Yeah.
But yeah, I played Super Meat Boy. I played that on the PC with a keyboard. Don't do that. It's no fun. So technically, I really haven't played it all because I'm pretty sure it's meant to be played on a proper
Xbox controller. Probably.
any controller.
Well, no,
They did it for Microsoft.
Yeah, and they primarily made it for the PC though.
Yeah.
So I mean
That's another thing. Like, all of these are PC games. I mean, I'm not that big a PC gamer. Like, I think we're all more console gamers than PC.
Agreed.
I've
But
played
there
a
are
lot more PC recently.
well,
Fun
there are
games.
certain games that are gonna pull me in. I mean, even MMOs are kind of not really dragging me back. I played a few of them, but not really there. I mean, hell, I played TF2 a little recently, but my computer's just. I guess my internet connection just isn't.
That's all I end up playing when I turn Steam on, just TF2.
Yeah, my hardware is good, but my internet connection is just not good enough.
Yeah.
Chop, 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 chop.
Yeah.
Damn it!
And I played Braid. It seemed fun. It didn't keep my interest for too long.
I actually had Braid on my 360 as well, so that's of course the one that we weren't thinking of. But no, I actually purchased it on my 360 using the rewind.
Yeah.
I really don't remember how far I got, but I can tell you that I definitely didn't get through the game because I got stuck. And
Really?
oh yeah, I got
Was it
stuck.
puzzle-ish?
I think it was one of the puzzles that he was actually talking about in the movie, where you
The
have
shadow?
the shadow clones, where it's like, okay, this one's going this way, you rewind, it does its thing while you're going this way. It's like, I didn't quite get the whole gist of it,
Mm.
so
Yeah.
it didn't act
It's
right.
pretty darn artsy, that's for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
It looks nice. The art looks nice.
Yeah.
He had a quote in the movie where he says that he was kind of bummed that people were talking more about the art and then like the real themes of the game is what he was hoping people would catch on to. But I'm sure.
Well, even to this day, I never fully grasped. Like even after watching the movie,
Yeah.
even if he did
I'm not
state
sure
it,
what's
I
going
didn't
on.
fully grasp the theme of it. I mean, I could only imagine going back and correcting one's mistakes for love, but that doesn't even seem like that's right.
Man, I was watching those Nita Sarkeesian feminist frequency videos, and she spoils the end to that one too. It's like, come on. Ugh. No wonder people rage at those videos. They spoil it. Like,
Should have spoiler tags on
Yeah.
any videos like
I'm gonna
this.
say maybe 6 to 8 games are spoiled in those videos, but that's off topic once again. Now
Off
Brendan,
topic is a key point to any conversation we have.
Yeah, I know. That's-
Deal with it.
it's half the fun. Now Brendan and I were discussing beforehand that one thing we kind of didn't like about the movie is that you know already that all 3 of these games are pretty successful, so you're kind of taken through the whole process, which is great. It's documentary style. And that's well, that's what you're there for, to just get an idea of what it takes to be one of these indie designers. But at the same time, it's hard to root for them and get excited for them when you already
Yeah.
know things worked out,
Well, and that's
more or less.
and then this is kind of where I come from a different standpoint. For as much as they have been successful, and I've heard the names before, but I've never really played them, this is the first documentary that ever actually interested me. I don't give a damn for documentaries. They're so
Have you seen The
boring, so
Cove?
bland.
Just watch The Cove.
Yeah, but most of them are
March
just
of
so...
the Penguins.
Oh.
Morgan Freeman's voice, man.
Morgan Freeman's voice.
But anyway, yeah, no, in terms of seeing what kind of shit they went through, like Tommy and Edmund, John, Phil, just seeing what they went through, it just goes to show you that there's a lot more to indie game development, especially because they're smaller, they're working harder, they're putting up with so much more legal and just personal bullshit that it's like you've gotta...
I was just thinking that they sure go on about their trials and tribulations, but when I was watching this, I started raging a bit just because it's like, guess what, guys? Every adult goes through that bullshit with pretty much any job you do. So, they chose the path they take. Like, there's one part when one guy's going, "Oh, I could work at EA or whatever, but it'd be so brutal." So it's like, oh, that's tough. I mean, we're making this video, but we all have actual jobs. This would be cool if we actually got paid for this, but it's another story. We got these codes. That's cool. Thanks again, but it's life. You work, you do things.
Yeah.
It was a passion project for all of them, and it all worked out for them. I would have liked to have seen people that didn't succeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
It'd
if
be
nothing
kind of
else,
depressing though.
It'd probably be
That's-
more depressing.
Yeah.
it was already pretty
Yeah,
depressing.
especially with Phil Fish.
Yeah.
Well,
It
yeah, I
was
mean,
like-
you see them slowly going down and down and down, and then that last, like, 5 minutes, then it's like, oh, right back to the top. And it's like,
Yeah.
it worked out for them, which makes you feel
Yeah,
better.
these were big successes.
Oh,
too,
yeah.
so it's
Like the most popular.
I think it was like
games
the
of
fourth
all
most,
time, pretty much.
fourth highest rated game on XBLA that year, or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's another thing. There was way too much Xbox talk.
Yeah.
For things.
They should have had one on Journey.
Mm.
Although that's not really.
It might have come out later than they made it.
I mean, because that game
Yeah.
company's not really in, is it?
Yeah, it's Borderline again. Like
Yeah,
Double
I mean,
Fine,
it's
so-
got a fair amount of employees in that company.
Yeah, they're pretty good now. They're big enough that people are leaving them to work on their own groups again. So.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, because you've
Must
got,
be
let's see,
nice.
one person. Well, I think Phil got to 3 people.
Not at one time. Well, I mean, I guess he
Well,
had a
not at-
business partner, but
Yeah.
he wasn't in the actual programming. And
Seemed
then
like
he
he
had
was doing
another
most of it, so-
programmer.
Oh, and that's right. John had an artist that was working
Yeah.
with him.
He
So-
was in the special features. All that.
Yeah.
Those are great special features. We'll talk about the special features in depth more as well. Feels like a club. That's a note I took down. It sure did. Because they remarked later on that they all watched the movie together and they are all seemed like a real tight knit group.
Mhm.
Kind of what I felt like. You see Notch briefly in there. He gives away an award.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Well,
neat.
yeah, he gives it to Phil over Fez.
Because I think who was it? Like Edmund was talking to Jonathan when he was saying that Jonathan told Edmund that's about the early numbers of Braid's sales,
Oh,
and then
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they compared it to Meat Boy's sales. That was kind of cool. And yeah, that would be nice to have, really, if you're in that trying to get started and you have those connections.
Yeah.
That'd be very neat. Very neat.
Once again, going to Phil about his comment on the Japanese games.
Hmm.
Agreeing completely on the whole. There has been a lot of hand-holding in lots of Japanese games. More specifically, the latest Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. They have gone to a more hand-holding stance for a good portion of the beginning, which, I mean, is disappointing, but at the same time, I'm following the story, so I don't really care that they're saying, okay, slash the sword like this, learn to slash the sword like this. Yes, you may have played the goddamn games before, they may have gone through this 1,000 times, but you know what? That's there also for the people that haven't played the game before. Or
Yeah.
they haven't grasped the
Everyone that was
knowledge.
giving those comments is that they're all a bit old. Like, let's be real now. Games are kind of meant for the younger folk. So I guess kids these days are also mollycoddled, so to speak.
No,
Maybe
there
that's
are
just-
lots of children that are coddled and they don't seem to be all there. Or, well, no, I mean,
I know.
You listen-
Kids these days.
well, no, you listen to kids that go around a mall and it's just like they're expecting everything. They're breaking down and their parents are like, "Oh, fine, I'm fine." It's like, just no, just shut them up. Just shut them up and move on.
Kids suck. Let's see.
Can you tell we're not parents?
Alright. No.
Movements.
We will talk more about special features. I want to talk about the main movie first. You get the idea though. It looks good for HD.
Mm-hmm.
Better than you expected. It's very crisp. I found there was a lot of like scenes in the rain, like in Quebec, or whatever.
Yeah,
Or Montreal, was it?
I even
Yeah,
hooked up my
Montreal.
laptop to my TV and used it as my monitor for watching this movie, so I get the actual theatrical experience with my TV and playing back and being like, "Wow."
You get some popcorn.
No, I didn't have any popcorn, unfortunately, but you know what? I was too engrossed with it to even drink a pop. I was just like,
It's a fun ride, that's for sure.
"Oh yeah."
Music by Jim Guthrie. He did the music for Sword and Sorcery, which is that popular. It was like an iPhone iApp product, and now it's on Steam and all that.
Yeah.
I haven't played that one yet. Heard good things. Weird title. I don't know about
No, there are lots of things that you hear good things for, but
Yeah.
they just don't click for
It's just too many
you.
games.
Well, that too. I mean, there just seem to be more games for mobile than there are for the actual consoles and handhelds that you want to buy for, which, I mean, remains disappointing for those of us that do prefer our consoles or our handhelds. I mean, case in point, I think I was talking with you guys about this, Minecraft.
Mhm.
I mean, it's on like every other console now, and it's on the iPhone, it's on the Android, it's on the PC where it started, but it's not on the Nintendo consoles.
Yeah, that's weird.
And it's like,
I think you'd want any game to be on Nintendo.
well, yeah,
It's where all of us got started now. Our
Exactly,
generation,
I
my
mean,
generation.
NES, that's where I started. I mean, biggest game that I would constantly play with my father until he got sick of me actually winning was RBI Baseball 2.
Dude, that's deep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, keep going. I just lost my train
No,
of
but
thought.
but no, I mean, with regards to like Minecraft being probably, I would consider one of the biggest indie games
yeah,
out there,
Yeah,
and
probably.
jumping onto everything.
Periods.
Yeah.
With the Wii U, there's your screen,
Oh, yeah.
there's your inventory, boom, you're set.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, that's
3DS. They already have stereoscopic 3D built. Well, not really stereoscopic, but 3D built into the game that you can play it on your PC. Why not do it on the 3DS for the stereoscopic 3D? It would work. I mean, it's nice, and you again, screen, inventory. There you go. Oh well.
He's got enough money, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like when they were talking what we were mentioning earlier about the guy who was Tommy, who had the Super Meat Boy level editor, but then took it down because people were screwing around with the
Yeah. Just one
tinkering
guy.
with it.
Just one guy.
It could have been a hacker group.
True enough. True enough.
But yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it was just one
he
guy.
said
that
he just didn't have
took
the time or the effort or energy or whatever just to fix it and all that.
it. Well, yeah, he's
I
just.
don't know. He probably does have the time and effort.
He's just
but
one
whatever.
man, though. It's like he can't.
That's their choice at this point.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Made enough money to hire a third guy for Team Meat.
True enough. True enough.
Whatever. Yeah. Emotional. What an
Mm.
emotional ride.
Well, yeah, especially right at the start, you're wondering what the hell's going on.
Oh,
Timmy,
man.
when Tommy's almost ripping his hair out over
Oh,
what the
yeah.
fuck, what the fuck. And then-
Any of these digital distributions, Sony or Xbox or anything, do they ever have everything updated right away? Like he woke up and it looked like 7 a.m. or something. He's like, oh my god, it's not up yet.
Well, I think it was 8 a.m.
Like I think Sony, when they update every Tuesday or whatever, it's like at 7 p.m. or something around here.
Yeah, they said it wasn't until like noon Pacific time that it was up, so that'd be like 3 p.m. his time.
Yeah.
Whatever. It was maybe a bit overhyped in some parts, but certainly an enjoyable movie. There's this one scene where Phil Fish is discussing Cybervision, the game he made, where he just sit really
Oh,
close
yeah.
to the monitor. That's one of my favorite scenes. He's like, "Yeah, this is awesome."
And the bad part is that it was with a classic Mac. I mean, I used to play.
Oh, those are great.
Those
Yeah,
were.
I used to
I
use
want
those
one after
in
watching
like
that.
elementary school.
I'm trying to remember.
Like
Yeah, well, yeah.
Number Cruncher and
Glider.
whatever.
I'm trying to
The paper
remember what was
airplane
the Flash-based animation one that you could actually make. Was it Flashcard or? I don't remember, but it was like the simple animation thing. I used to play with that all the time in school. HyperCard.
Sounds familiar.
I used to play all the time on when we had lab time, and it was like, yeah.
You know,